Good Tuesday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldridge, Chief Meteorologist of Captain AccuWeather, coming to you by way of the Captain AccuWeather Command Center. On behalf of Weigel's, for fuel and food that's fast, fresh, and friendly, here's your East Tennessee weather update. You know we've gotten a little bit colder as of late. I believe we're now in the 30s, 38 degrees in Knoxville, 35 in Nashville, and it got cold enough to snow in some parts of East Tennessee. Maybe not in Knoxville. Maybe not in Knoxville, but it doesn't mean it didn't snow. It's kind of like the tree falls in the forest. Nobody was there. I guess it didn't happen. But then I hiked and walked across this down trail. I guess it fell sometime, right? That's the way some people think anyway. By the way, if you want to check out the awesome banana pudding milk that Weigel's has, you can go bananas for flavor. They are my sponsor for this weather segment. The all-new banana pudding milk at Weigel's. It is just better when it's fresh. It's better when it's farm to store in 24. It's just better with Tennessee cows. Who would argue with that? I don't think anybody in their right mind would argue with that. It is better when it's with Tennessee cows. Check out the all-new banana pudding milk. It's out for just a limited time, and I'll tell you what, it's delicious. If you love that southern iconic dessert, it's now a sippable treat. Check it out. Of course, the all-new banana pudding milk at a Weigel's near you. As we come back on camera, I want to talk about this recap, because some of you might say, I was asleep at 7:30. I don't know how you did that, because last I checked, we had a 56-mile-an-hour gust at McGee-Tyson at 8:15. So if you slept through that, I don't know, maybe it got really stormy, maybe a little thundery, maybe even just some downpours. Maybe shook the house and put the dog under the desk or under the bed. Maybe the cat too. But we're now a lot quieter. We're looking for sunshiny skies today. 38 degrees our current temperature. It's 41 in Chattanooga. It's 40 in Johnson City. Take a look at the recap. Now this is what I was expecting. Now you can grade this any way you want. When it says no snow to flurries for Knoxville, that's what probably most of us got. Maybe you say, I didn't get anything. Or it happened between midnight and 6 a.m. I didn't get anything. I mean, it's now 6:42. This thing ended a long time ago. Trace to 2 inches was my expectation. What's a trace? That's a trace. A little dandruff. Got a little snowflake, maybe a little bit of a trace. Something you can't measure. That's why we use the word trace. Doesn't mean it's like a big amount. Might have been just enough to say I saw it. In fact, I posted our friend Cray Slavin in Cookeville. He saw the big wet snowflakes coming down. Maybe you saw the video. If you didn't check out my timeline, it's there. He's got a great video. And I'd love to know what you may have measured in the grass, because some of that may be where all it's stuck, because it may have been just on grassy surfaces. But this was my expectation. Grade it as you will. We're going to take a look at the radar. Let's start off with our friends in Kentucky. This is over the last 8 hours. Look at the rain that was coming in, and then look around Stanford, Danville turning blue, just southwest of Richmond. If you're familiar with central Kentucky, just south of Lexington, Fayette County, it started to turn. That's 12:30 in the morning. Really gives you an idea of how this started to change. Now it starts to turn blue. Shazam, Somerset. Sun Gap. What's about 1 in the morning? Oh, I was asleep at that time. Well, it was snowing in London. It was snowing in Corbin. I can see it. I can see it was snowing in Williamsburg and in Barberville. For a little while it was, around 2 in the morning. And then it moved across southeastern Kentucky, and lo and behold, they may have picked up a trace to as much as 2 inches in some of the higher areas. Maybe some wet snow as it still comes down by 3 in the morning. It was looked like it's more like a rain event around Pikeville, but still some snow around Big Stone Gap. Elevation plays a role in that. Harlan County, Bell County, and so it goes. Oh, but that's just Kentucky. Let's talk about East Tennessee. That's what you're most interested in. Let's go back the last 8 hours. You can see it was raining around 11:30 around Clinton and around central Union County and around Jamestown, but it was a nothing burger here, unless maybe you're in the Smokies. If you look closely there, you'll see some color changing. I mean, this is premium information right here. Look at that. It's going back 8 hours. Gatlinburg maybe have changed over some snow in some of the higher, but it starts snowing in Campbell County. Look at that. It was snowing in Scott County. Oh, no, it didn't. Yes, it did. Yes, it did, but you were asleep at 1 or 2 in the morning. You wouldn't know it unless yours truly gave it to you in graphical form. In fact, they had thunder snow southwest of Nashville last night around 11:02 Eastern Time, 10:02 Central Time. They had some thunder snow, which was an enhanced snow band in parts of Nashville. But that's a recap of where the snow was last night in East Tennessee. Not a big deal, right? But if we slide to the west, you might see a little bit more clearly, maybe a thunderstorm. Oh, there it is. I see the bolt. Look at Nashville. A little bolt. That was around 11 o'clock, 11:02 our time. And you can see the snow started moving down to Smyrna, Murfreesboro, all the way down there. Yeah, it was snowing pretty good in Cookeville. Even though it shows up as rain, he mentioned at 11:20, Cray Slavin did, it was snowing in Cookeville. Now it suddenly turns over blue. It was probably snowing a lot sooner than that, maybe a mix. But that's pretty much all it. That's a recap. I'd love to know what you saw last night. And here's a big recap of the national radar. Just wanted to give you an idea of how this looked, because a lot of us, if it falls during the time you're sleeping, you think, oh, that was just a bunch of hubbubaloo. But it wasn't. For those of you that might have had to drive or maybe work the third shift, could have been a little bit of surprise on I-40. Suddenly, if you're in Cookeville, it turned blue pretty abruptly right after 1 o'clock Eastern time, and then it moved up into parts of Wartburg, maybe even into Morgan County briefly as it slides across the time. You can see the time frame. It is now 6:45. I wanted to focus on this because this may be all that you watch on this video. That's okay, because sunshine will dominate today. If you're on the call, want to say good morning to you. How was your night? Love to know. Sean says, worked all night in Pittman Center, nothing but rain. Okay, Sean, appreciate that. That's what I expected. I put no snow to flurries. And this is just the beginning. This is just like, this is how things start. You got to start somewhere, and this was the classic horseshoe effect, no doubt. Lisa says, where's the snow? I just highlighted. Lisa just showed it to you. That wind blew hard, went out here in Newport. She's mentioning that. And Fred says, good morning, Debbie, grabbing some coffee at Weigel's. Glad to have you on, as well as Weigel's as a sponsor. Love the fact that we had some snow come back when people thought that's been possible. Snow in Tennessee. I never heard such a thing. Well, it is the 13th. This is the day before Valentine's Day, and the pattern is seemingly starting to change. It is starting to change. Not much to see here. That storm has now moved up toward New York City and into eastern Pennsylvania this morning. That's where the big storm has moved now, and they may pick up 6 to 12 inches or much more in some parts of the mid-Atlantic, while they've got more snow across parts of the Great Lakes. Let me bring you up to speed on Knoxville's rainfall. Normally, by this time, we'd be just under 2 inches for the month. 1.96 to be precise. That would be the normal month to date. But we've had now almost 3.5. So not just under 2 inches, we've had 3.5. So we're on track to exceed the 4.81 for the month. Again, February is a short month, but this year, because of leap day, we got 29 days to February, and that means we have that extra day of meteorological winter. And winter may not want to go away in March. As my premium members know all too well, we've been talking about spring break for Knoxville and how perhaps to dress for spring break this upcoming March. By the way, temperatures right now 37 in Morristown. It is right now 6:47. It's 32 in Oneida, 36 in Wartburg, 34 in Crossville. I want to get you out the door. These are the current temperatures. You throw in some wind. You mean there's a wind? Yeah, there's a wind. Not quite like it was yesterday. But I will tell you this, as we'll come back on camera. Yesterday's high was 57. You know when we hit that? We hit that at 7:53. Just before 8 p.m., we moved up a degree. We went from 56 to 57. And then just a few minutes later at 8:15, we had a gust of wind at 56 miles an hour. 56 at McGee-Tyson. That was the peak wind gust. Picked up just under a half inch of rain yesterday. That's 0.49. And we've had now 3.48 for the month. By the way, the record low this morning is -7 from 1899. The record high 74 from 1962 and 1949. If you're on the call, love to say hi to you. Lisa saying, where's the snow? Lana says, good morning, David. Lots of rain and wind last night in Kodak. I agree. And if you're on YouTube, let me know. Steve Stone says, good morning. He says, I was in Florida and Mexico last week. Aren't you lucky? He says, I missed the weather. I missed that weather. Well, at least I got to review it for you, at least the last 8 hours. Because many of us like to try to sleep 8 hours. I think I sleep 8 hours over 3 days, but it does occur. Eventually, I do sleep because I do keep an eye on the weather at all times. But what does a 7-mile-an-hour wind feel like? It feels like it's 33 as you step outside the door this morning. Feels like it's 30 in Middlesboro. It feels like it's 28 right now in Crossville. Visibility, not much of an issue, as we'll find some of these early clouds departing, and they're already leaving the premises. Look at that. Just a few of those clouds sweeping in, sweeping out, and so there it goes. Most of the clouds will be gone. And the snow, as I mentioned, taking that typical horseshoe configuration, has moved away. Sunrise is this morning at 7:26, and it'll be going to bed at 6:15. So our days are getting longer. That is bullish. That's a sign that spring can't be too far away, but make sure you grab the sunglasses as you prepare for drop-off and maybe more importantly, the afternoon pickup between 2 and 3:30. Temperatures will go from the upper 30s now, but lots of sunshine. Should be around 40 at 10, 49 at 2, and we'll expect highs about 51. These are my expectations. There they are. Low 50s for Oak Ridge at 52 today. 52 in Tellico Plains. Athens may not get out of the upper 40s today. In Wartburg, Crossville, and Oneida, they're a little bit cooler, but they were a little bit colder last night because some of them saw some snowflakes. If they stayed up all night long, they would have seen a few flakes, as our friend Craig Slavin posted a great video on my YouTube, on my Facebook page, I should say, last night. By the way, 50 for a high of Morristown, White Pine, Talbot, and Jeff City. About 48 for Sevierville, Pigeon Forge. Let me break it down for you. Headlines: bright sun today, sun and love. Don't you like that? Love in the air. Oh, love in the air. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's Wednesday. Tomorrow. Oh, I mean, that means, guys, we got what a few hours left to get your preparations. Those dinner reservations that your spouse really wants. You know, that's something I'm thinking of. Sun and love in the air tomorrow, and it's breezy with a few stray showers possible on Thursday. By the way, temperatures are showing signs of getting colder. As we talk about this at great length on the Captain Accurate Premium side, just hit the subscribe button to join us. We'd love to have you talk about when's the next day is it going to snow? How much are we going to expect? Because, you know, right now it's 10 in Caribou, but where you see purple, I don't see purple. You do if you look at Colorado. Those purple areas in the Rockies are in the single digits, as well as parts of Wyoming. They're in the single digits. There's some really cold air. And I've been beating this drum since like late January. And some people thought it was kind of amusing. How on earth does this weather guy predict that winter is going to come back? Notice what it says very closely. Who's hungry for more snow? Some of you got it last night. Well, yeah, you were expecting like Valentine's Day. So I'm a day early. All right? I try to under promise and over deliver. And it says starts later in February. It doesn't say it ends in February. You mean this could go into March? You bet it could. It sure could. And that's what we discuss on a daily basis. So if that's important to you, if you want to know something beyond the next 7 days, join us on Premium, only $4.99 a month, and you can cancel at any time. That's what I love about the Premium service. My Premium members that get in there, they start to say, hey, I get a lot of cool information. I like it. That's why some of them have been with me well over a year now. Winter will come back. I told you that would be the case. And even though it was just a horseshoe effect, we have more snow coming in Friday night. You mean this Friday? Yeah, this Friday night we got more snow coming. I didn't know if you knew that. Some people aren't talking about that, but that's another little possible snowmaker. A little thing, just a little drip, 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 until maybe something, maybe more significant could develop over time. But all this Arctic air in purple shows signs of wanting to come down. If you need more evidence, tell me how this little pattern, when these models have a hard time seeing cold air, watch how this kind of spins back down. This is 16th. Oh, there's the 16th. Oh, no. Do you mean St. Louis? You mean Knoxville? Yeah, it turns purple. By the 17th, it gets really cold at 5,000 feet, which means it's going to translate at the surface. A lot colder air. Maybe a lot colder than what's expected even today. So we'll have to revisit that later today, but that's this weekend. That is Saturday. Then we go into Sunday, the 18th. It's still pretty chilly aloft and very cold across the purple areas in parts of Canada. But eventually, it'll come back around, do-si-do. Don't you know? It's still cold at 3 in the morning on the 24th. And there's still some signs of more cold air coming down the 26th. Oh, and there may be a little bit of a spin, maybe a little southern slider by the 28th, 29th. I tell you what, there are more opportunities for snow in winter. I wouldn't just write it off, as many want to do. Team Spring is trying to like jump right to the next season. And I will tell you, I'll caution you, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't underestimate this winter. It may have been on a break. Winter will be maybe delayed, but it's not going to be denied. I do believe the cold air will be coming back. I still maintain that. And if you follow or focus on the cold, the snow will follow. Look at all this heavy snow across parts of the midsection of the country from Chicago back to the Rockies. This is all new snow, mind you. And again, it's just model driven, but hey, it's kind of interesting to see when you see pink, it's about a foot. Maybe there's more snow in our future that may fill in the gaps, and I suspect the time will tell. It will happen. Right now, it's 38 degrees. We have a southwest wind at 7, feels like 33. It's now 6:53. My goal is to be done in about 7 minutes. By the way, if you haven't picked up a bottle of the all-new banana pudding milk, go bananas for flavor. It is delicious. Weigel's makes all these great creations. Of course, chocolate milk is a crowd favorite. Of course, the regular milk, but sometimes you want a treat, and I will suggest to you the all-new banana pudding milk is delicious. It's that southern iconic dessert made into a sippable treat. It's just better when it's fresh, farm to store, and 24. It's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. Pick up a bottle today, the all-new banana pudding milk. Banana pudding milk. Go bananas for flavor. It's available in stores now for a limited time. Very thankful for Weigel's. By the way, check in with you. If you have a comment, Steve Stone, Melissa Mumpower says, good morning. Have a blessed day, David. Thank you, Melissa, for being on here. She's on YouTube. Back on Facebook, Jesse Turner says, just wanted to say good morning, David. God bless you. Thank you, Jesse. Love the fact that you guys are here live. Many of us will watch it on delay. I get that. And for those of you that might have missed it, that's why I wanted to start this live stream with a recap with the Jackson radar, with the Nashville radar and, of course, the Knoxville Morristown radar. You got a chance to see 8 hours of what you might have missed while your head was on the pillow. Tammy Bobbitt, one of my premium members, says the wind was crazy last night and early morning in North Blount County. Wishing everyone a safe and blessed day. She's sending me some stars. You're very kind. Thank you very much, Tammy. Ed says, good morning. Spring training is starting. Spring is sprung, Ed says. And Kelly says, I don't see snow. Well, you might have to watch and recap some of the Cookeville pictures because it wasn't too far from Crossville, Kelly, this morning in Cookeville, Putnam County, where they had flash flood warnings last night into the evening, and then they got some snow. It's just amazing how elevation in a few degrees can make a huge difference with a horseshoe effect. By the way, temperature 38, feels like 33. Here's where we're going. If you were curious, if you're just getting out the door, or you're just joining me at 6:55, we're headed toward 51. Should be in the low 50s today. It'll take all day to get there, between, say, 3, 4, and 5, the warm hours of the day. Bright sunshine. Any few clouds we have should disappear pretty quickly this morning, and it'll be nice and bright, so make sure you grab the sunglasses. Normal high, or as we call it, an average high, is 52 this time of year, so today would be classified as seasonable. Precipitation chances, doesn't show much, but I will say Friday night, there's a 40% chance that we get some snow. Well, no one else is saying that. That's okay. Nobody else was talking about winter's coming back at the end of January. That's what people like throw darts on a forecast. Wait till the forecast. Wait till we get through February. Wait till we get to the leap day of 29 and say, you know what? He was kind of right on target. Because I like to say the value of a forecast is not just what you say, but when you say it. Don't you think? I think so. That's one of my Captain Accurate mottos. By the way, Storm Prediction Center not showing any severe weather for the lower 48. I don't see anything here. Nothing at all. And that means it's going to be quiet here, not only in Tennessee, but across the country. So Wednesday, pretty much the same thing. It's a nothing burger in terms of severe weather and thunderstorms. That's a good sign, is it will be pretty quiet right through Thursday. By the way, these maps, although they don't show color now, can be very helpful if you're traveling, and they do come fully equipped on the free, did he say free? Free Captain Accurate weather app. You know, not many apps have all three, day 1, day 2, day 3, the Storm Prediction Center maps, but they're there for your convenience. If you've discovered the app, you know they're there, and they can really help you if you're traveling and making plans on traveling. By the way, the snow that came through parts of Kentucky and Middle Tennessee last night, and maybe the Smokies, have now moved up toward the Mid-Atlantic. So this is our future cast going through 5 p.m. today. It is now 6:57. My goal is to be done on time. Lots of sunshine tomorrow for Valentine's Day. Love is in the air, and so is the sunshine in ample supply. But there are some breezes picking up on Thursday. That's because we have a cold front approaching. I suspect winds on Thursday could be gusting 25 to 30. That's not exactly 56 like last night, but 25 to 30 is a little breezy, let's say that way, and maybe a few stray showers possible, as you can see illustrated here. You have to squint, but there's some green there, 7:30, may come in sooner than that, but I do suspect, based on the timing of that front, maybe a few stray showers will be possible on Thursday. So I didn't even put a proper percentage on it, probably less than 10%. Not much to be seen on Thursday. Then Friday night, we'll see some possible snow come back into the picture. And even that includes Knoxville. You mean it's not just a horseshoe thing on Friday night? No, it's not. It could be an equal opportunity little snowflake, just to whet your appetite. Just to whet your appetite. By the way, Futurecast takes us right through midday today. We're at 44. We'll finish the day about 51. That's my expectation. There's 51 as we slide into 5 o'clock, and then we start the cooling process. So tonight it is colder. Many of us in the 30s as soon as 11, if not sooner. Tomorrow morning we wake up around 31. Some in Morristown, Newport, closer to 30, and even upper 20s, my expectation for Middlesboro and Jonesville first thing on Wednesday. By midday, if you're having lunch with your sweetie, if you're having that special time with your cutie or your sweetie and your loved one on midday lunch on Wednesday, temperature should be in the low 50s with lots of sunshine. Should finish tomorrow about 57, if not closer to 58 for Tellico Plains on Valentine's Day. That, of course, is tomorrow. Then we go into Thursday. I mentioned the breeze will pick up and maybe a few stray showers. So bright sunshine, seasonably warm this afternoon. Northwest winds will pick up 5 to 10 in the afternoon. Pretty much there at this point. But today, looking for a high in Wartburg, 49, 50 in Morristown. It's my expectation, 52. Athens, Oak Ridge, Clinton, Oliver Springs, and Madisonville, 51 for Newport, but only the upper 40s for Pigeon Forge. and Sevierville, possibly mid to upper 40s, mid 40s for Gatlinburg. You can see they're a little bluer in parts of the Smokies today. By the way, it's 6:59, finishing just on time. Here's my expectations if you're traveling today. They'll be in the low 50s in Nashville, low 50s in Chattanooga, 47 in Asheville, 47 in the Tri-Cities. For tonight, does it get cold? Sure, 31, but the normal low for this time of year is, well, it's about, what is it now, 33. So normal low is 33. We'll be about 2 degrees below average tonight with light and variable winds, and if they're moving, they're out of the northwest. Lows in Middlesboro, 28. Lows in Jonesville, 29. In Kingston, 29. About 31 for Knoxville, Maryville, Alcoa. Looking for a low in Morristown, Russellville, and White Pine around 30 degrees. It is 7 o'clock straight up. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast with Cupid. Is that Cupid? Oh, yeah, I guess it is Cupid. Watch out for the arrows, guys. Love in the air. And oh, yes, I do believe flowers and candy go a long way, too. 62 on Thursday, 54 on Friday. But it's Friday night where we could have like a surprise. You mean we got some snow? I got a 40% chance. It may grow, but right now, just a 40% chance that we get some snow late Friday night, kind of like it did last night. It's usually in the middle of the night. That's when it gets coldest, and that's when we have maybe our best chance for some snow. It would have to really be an Arctic blast, which we see that may eventually come. But be patient. If you focus on the cold, the snow will follow. Something I tell my premium members all the time. But you can see we're back into a very chilly pattern over the weekend. Saturday, 44. You mean that's the high on Saturday, when the normal high is 53 by that point in time. By the time we hit Saturday, normal high would be 53, so about 9 degrees below normal just on Saturday before we try and recover from 25 to 55 this upcoming Monday. Got a couple of notes from you. If you're on the call, Wanda Post says, nobody tells weather like you because you're the best weatherman. Wanda, you're very kind. I need to make you part of my PR team. Not that I have a PR team, but if I had one, you'd be on top of it. Thank you. Linda Rice says, good morning, David. And if you're on YouTube, I do see Steve's on here, and he's mentioning Florida, Mexico. I'm jealous, my friend. And Melissa saying good morning. Have a blessed day. Thank you for all for being here. Very thankful for you. Don't forget, if you haven't picked up a bottle, the all-new banana pudding milk, if you buy an all-new banana pudding milk and you go to the register, tell them Captain Accurate sent you. It does make a difference. Go bananas for flavor. Tell them you're here because Captain Accurate sent you. It might put a smile on the cashier's face. I think it would. Check them out. It's just better when it's fresh, farm to store in 24 hours. Wow, and it's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. Of course, all new banana pudding milk. Go bananas for flavor. Well, my name is David Aldrich. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate. It really isn't. We'll see you here next time. Take care.